outside the Prudential Center on a chilly Saturday night in New Jersey. Forget that they're freshmen. Houston's Kingston Flemings and Arkansas's Darius Acuff Jr. are two of the top point guards in the nation. A top 15 matchup with Razorbacks and Cougars. And a great setting for the Never Forget Tribute Classic, which benefits various 9/11 charities. And look at the matchup we've got. Number 8, Houston. Number 14, Arkansas. Hi, everybody. I'm Rich Waltz, along with coach Steve Lass. John Rothstein joins us shortly. Okay, it's late December. It is chilly outside, but it feels like March, like late March, like Elite 8 March.
There's no doubt about it, Rich. This is an Elite 8, maybe the Final Four match. You have two of the best teams, maybe the best team from the Big 12 in Houston, maybe the best team in the SEC, Arkansas, and two coaches, only 5 coaches with 800-plus wins, 2 of them coaching today. This should be a great one.
Let's start with some guards. Let's start with Arkansas. Darius Acuff Jr., just a true freshman, playing like a senior, one of the top point guards in the nation. A little AT&T fast analysis. These two teams are real contrast.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Rich. You got this Arkansas team that averages 22 points a game in fast breaks. That's number 2 in the nation. And the big reason is because of the way Acuff can lead the fast break. They've got a lot of athletic guys that can really finish in transition. Then you have Houston. Since Kelvin Sampson has been there, it's been about that great man-to-man defense, always one of the best in the country. No one hedges pick and rolls better than the University of Houston. Averaged 9.5 steals a game off that great defense.
Houston offensively led by one of the great three-point shooters in the country, and certainly their leader who's won a ton of games in the tournament and at Houston, Emmanuel Sharp. One of them's in the Hall of Fame. One of them's headed in that direction. Arkansas's John Calipari, Houston's Kelvin Sampson. Terrific matchup tonight. State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. That's the 2019 Sweet 16. 70 seasons combined, 2,300 games coached. That's the only time John Calipari and Kelvin Sampson have faced each other. Amazingly, Kelvin Sampson, 809 wins. He has been nominated, finally, for the Basketball Hall of Fame. And, of course, John Calipari was inducted in 2015. Great matchup. Requires a great guy on the court, and that's John Rothstein.
All right, Rich. Well, the wild card to watch tonight for Arkansas is... Well, the Arkansas wild card tonight to watch is Trevin Brazile. He was sensational in the Razorbacks' 2 wins against Louisville and Texas Tech. And in those games, he averaged over 22 points per game and over 7 rebounds per game. When the Razorbacks want to raise their ceiling, it's Brazile who's the guy who's doing it, Rich.
Yeah, Houston at 10-1, number 8 in the country. Arkansas, number 14, 9-2. Tempo-wise, this is going to be a real tug-of-war.
Well, you know, Arkansas is going to want to be as fast as possible. And Houston, they're one of the slowest playing. Only 6 teams in the country play slower than the University of Houston. A real contrast in style.
And right out of the gate, a foul. Chris Sinak Jr. with the reach. Our lineups in this one. There's firepower, certainly, with Arkansas. Kingston Flemings has had a real great influence on this Houston attack. And of course, we noted he is a true freshman point guard, much like Darius Acuff Jr.
And you know, both these teams, I'll tell you what, take up the smelling salts if you see any zone in this game, Rich, because I will be fainting if it happens.
That's Acuff, a floater, high degree of difficulty, and a good start.
I mean, this kid has been spectacular. 18 points a game. The big thing is his assists. He's second in the SEC in assists as a freshman and has a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. He has been spectacular. But Kingston Flemings for Houston, he's been pretty good too.
Flemings feeds the post. Sinak with a turnaround. something that John Calipari really wants to see improve today.
Yeah, because they want to run, and they're also playing a team that's one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Arkansas better defensive rebound in this game.
As John mentioned, Trevin Brazil just red hot for Arkansas. Top of the screen in the corner right now. Acuff pulls right from the three-point line.
Not a great shot. Didn't move the ball at all. Contested three.
He can do that. Sadak, just a true freshman.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 35% three-point shooter. He's a 6'10", 6'11" kid that can step out and make those. They're going to have to get up on him. He's a lot like Brazil in a lot of ways.
Wagner crosses over, gets to the cup and scores.
And now you just saw DJ Wagner at his best. Not a great three-point shooter, but he can really go off the dribble, and he's playing off the ball this year. He was their point guard last year.
Flemings, Wagner is guarding him. Got a hand on it. Sanak again. Cleans it up.
Kelvin Sampson has two freshmen starting on this team, and he has been a little bit down. Their defense is still elite, but not as elite as he'd like to be. I mean, they're in the top 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Usually they're number 1.
Acuff knifes through, and he'll get to the line. It looked like Sharp on a block. Well, defense is not easy to pick up as true freshmen.
I think the thing that freshmen struggle with, Rich, is they don't, you know, when you're an elite player and you're playing in high school, let's face it, you don't have to guard for 40 minutes at your most intense best. In this level of college, you got to learn it's 40 minutes, it's every play. That's something that most freshmen do not understand until you start coaching them.
And he coaches him. He coaches him hard.
Both these guys.
We watched shoot around today, and both coaches were involved and out there. Houston's lasted a little bit longer. Sanak the rebounds.
Well, put it this way, who has had to indoctrinate freshmen more than John Calipari over the course of his career? Probably nobody.
Most of them have been fabulous freshmen, too. Drive there. Uzan. He's going to get to the line. Terrific sport coat as well by Calipari. Carter Knox with that foul.
And a great pass from Tugler to Milos Uzan. And Milos Uzan has been struggling a little bit for him. He's only shooting 35% from the field, 25 from 3, and he's normally a much better shooter than that.
One of the things he's continued to do well, though, is a terrific assist-to-turnover ratio. And he's a guy that can run the offense, he can play the off-guard, and obviously he can defend as well.
Yeah, I mean, Milos Uzan, he was number 11 in the nation last year, assist to turnover. So he had 10 assists and no turnovers in their last game.
5-5 start here. Houston and Arkansas. Knox feeds the post. Pringle. There's the double. Brazil at 6'10", plays a lot smaller than that in terms of agility. That's a turnover.
This Houston team, defensively, that's pretty good play. This Houston team defensively, they cover each other up as good as you're going to see in the nation.
Flemings feeds, running hook, Tugler. His first two. They will speed you up and they will turn you over.
And you know what they do so well? You're going to see Tugler here finish at the rim with the layup there. But you'll see on that play defensively, Houston, they hedge pick and rolls hard, but they always give good help to the big guy when he's hedging outside. That's what forced that turnover.
That's the other freshman point guard. That's Kingston Flemings. Knocks around the screen. Pick and roll and a steal. Sharp.
And this is what they do. They get their hands on everything. Tugler is an all-league player. He averaged 5 points a game last year. Imagine making third-team all-league in the Big 12 and averaging 5 points a game. That tells you what kind of defender he is.
All right, these guys were in high school last year. And here they are putting up these type of numbers in November and December.
We're talking about elite point guards. There's no doubt, but these are two of the best recruiting classes in the country last year. I think they were 3 and 4 respectively, Arkansas and Houston.
Houston, we talk about their defense, but they're very efficient offensively as well. Arkansas, good shooting team. Acuff off balance there.
He's taken a couple of tough shots so far in this game.
Houston will run. They get a chance. Fleming.
And here they go. This is what they want to do. Number 2 in the nation. Fast break points.
Knox from 3.
This kid here has improved so much. He's shooting 52% from the three-point line. Does so many things as a sophomore. Has gotten a lot better.
Fleming kicks. Sharp launches. Offensive rebound. 2 of them. Sharp gets in and scores. And he's fouled.
John Calipari did not like that call. I think they could have passed on that one personally. They get an offensive rebound. Sharp, they run out on him because he's such a good three-point shooter. And he with the finish, 11-8 Houston.
Williams corkscrews up, off, and down! Final seconds, Wagner with it. Off! Texas Tech has won! 5 seconds, Sharp.
He walked. He can't touch it.
He can't. 1 second, and it's over!
That's how last year ended for both Arkansas and Houston. Of course, Houston in that championship game lost the tight one to Florida. And remember, these two guys on a mission coming out of last year. Sharp, really good player last year, has taken it to a next level. As John noted, Brazil right now is red hot, 15 points a game.
Yeah, he's got 50 points in his last 2 games, 9 for 12 on the three-point line. As John Rothstein said, he is a huge X factor in this game.
And it should be noted, you know, Arkansas got to the Sweet 16, but they were a 10 seed. Right? They were not expected to get that far last year.
Bad draw for St. John's. Let me tell you something, more than 2 seed. Guys, you watched them last year and say 10 seed? I don't know.
Good ball movement. And a 3 goes down. DJ Wagner again.
That's a big bonus. DJ Wagner, normally 32% from 3, has come out very aggressive in this game.
Flemings kicks. That's Walker off the bench. He buries a 3.
Not normally a really good three-point shooter. He was wide. They left him wide open there. He knocks it out.
Acuff. Brazil's got that type of distance. Interior defense is terrific for Houston. Fleming driving, and he's fouled on a reach by Wagner.
Kingston Flemings can really attack you off the dribble in transition. DJ Wagner gets his arm.
And that's a good point, because Houston doesn't just walk it up and slow it down and grind it out. They get a chance to run, they will run. Hollywood's biggest party is now bigger than ever. More stars, more glamour, more chaos. Nikki Glazer hosts the Golden Globes, live CBS January 11th, and it streams on Paramount+.
Well, you know, the thing about them too, Rich, is when they do run, they're very efficient at running, and they do a great job of running off the 9.5 steals they make. But when it comes to getting rebounds, they're going to walk that ball up and make you play at their pace. The hard thing about playing Houston, they make every possession it's life and death, and it's not easy to play if you're the opponent.
They made only 1 of their free throws, though, and you saw Kelvin Sampson's sour there. Baseline jumper, Richmond off the bench. Billy Richmond, the 3rd. If he gets hot, he can really light it up.
I mean, just a great, versatile athlete, defensive player, run in transition.
Long one, Sharp. And it's going to stay with Houston.
And Sharp came into this game 17 for his last 34, so he's been on fire also from the three-point line.
Offensive rebounding, it's something Houston does really, really well. Brazil with a block, but the foul as well.
And
it's his second.
One thing about Kelvin Sampson, his team always, every year, one of the best at baseline out-of-bounds plays.
You like that call?
Not crazy about it, no.
2 of 6 now from the free throw line is Houston. Carter Knox coming back in. Brazil with his 2 fouls is out. His last 2 games, 24 and 10 against Texas Tech, 26 points against Queens.
And you know, if John Calipari is true to form, he will not be back in this game. He only plays guys with 2 fouls 7% of the time. That's amongst the lowest in the nation. I got to think Brazil is gunned for the half.
Look at you diving into advanced analytics there. Love it.
I've had to grow up a little bit.
Ewan,
I like this kid. You know, Pringle's a good player. This kid probably a little bit better in terms of post moves and things like that. He averaged 14 a game at Florida State. He's a scorer.
Usain blows by and scores. He's so versatile.
He made that look really easy.
Acuff answers.
There's some talented kids on this floor, let me tell you.
Billy Richmond, third. Greg Fleming's here. He takes him into the lane. Kicks to the corner. 3. He's got 5.
He didn't shoot it well this year so far, but he is a very good shooter.
Acuff gives to Ewan. Cut off in the corner. Not many cross-court passes get through Houston. That one short of the mark.
And interesting, they got Richmond has been guarding Flemings.
Sharp draws a lot of contact, could get to the line.
And you're going to see here Milos Uzan bringing the ball up and just blows by Malik Thomas. And then a late closeout. Milos Uzan knocks it down.
Carter Knox with that foul. He has 2 now for Arkansas. So Brazil with 2, Knox with 2. You can hit every highlight with CBS Sports HQ. Stream it free 24/7. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Foul trouble for Arkansas.
And John Calipari playing a lineup here with kind of 4 guards in the game. Richmond's really a small forward, but really 3 guards, Richmond and Ewan. Definitely a smaller lineup. Gonna have to rebound against this Houston team.
Malik Thomas is in. That's Thomas with the ball.
These guys are everywhere.
Post doubled, ball extracted. Flemings driving. Flemings. Oh, the offensive board and follow. That's Walker. Houston right now beating Arkansas at their game. Another steal. Flemings, another bucket.
Get their hands on everything. How many deflections does Houston have in this game so far?
Who's the up-tempo team here tonight?
When they're making steals, Rich, they're going to be up-tempo, the University of Houston. And right now, their defense is wreaking havoc on Arkansas.
9-0 run, Houston 28-17 over Arkansas. John Calipari moments ago with our John Rothstein.
All right, Cal, how do you cut down those turnovers?
Make the easiest play. We're making hard plays. We're catching the ball on the run. We'll be all right.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, John. Coach?
Take a look at how aggressive and how this Houston defense back each other up. You're going to see the ball go in the corner. You're going to keep an eye here on Walker. Watch where he comes from and what he does on this play. You're going to see Malik Thomas come off the screen. Now look what he stop it right there. He comes under the basket. He sees everything happen, makes that steal there. That's how this Houston team plays off one another.
Out of the timeout. Toss off the bench is averaging 50 a game. This is Pringle. And Malik Thomas, a freshman, turns right into the double. Held ball. Arrows going Houston's way.
You see what Tuller did there? He sensed that he was going to spin. So Tugler was able to blindside it. Now we're talking about a guy, watch Tugler where he goes, see, he's turning his back. I'm gonna come and get you now. This kid was the defensive player of the year in the Big 12 last year. A tremendous defender.
He said that Calipari rarely will bring a guy back when Brazil got 2 fouls in the half. Now that there's 2 players back, would he bring one of them back in with Knox having 2? And that's a lefty, Joseph Tugler with another bucket.
I would think, because he's playing a lineup now that he has not played that much with basically 4 guards in the game. And it's not working out well in terms of being able to defend the paint against this Houston team right now.
Pringle, Wagner has to save that one from sailing in the backcourt. Arkansas not used to getting to this point of the shot clock at all, and knocked out of bounds. 7 to shoot. A lot of emotion on that Houston bench right now.
Well, because their defense has been unbelievable, and obviously that's what they focus in on. But there you're going to see Houston attacking the paint, which they've been doing in this game. You have to run offense against Houston. You got to reverse the ball, because if you play on one side of the court against them, they're going to kill you.
Oh, how about that for a giant Euro step?
I know John Calipari does not want to use another timeout.
Wagner has hit a couple of threes. That's a nice job to get while falling on your back. Fleming up the floor. The play by Tugler.
You know, these timeouts with this challenge stuff now, Rich, people don't want to use them, but they become more valuable. Wow, he's going to have to call one.
Floater, Uzan.
Because that challenge isn't going to mean anything if he doesn't stop this right now.
Look at that, 3 minutes without a point, 7 turnovers already for Arkansas.
And these are forced turnovers. They're not just giving it away, they're getting it taken away. There's a difference.
Acuff trying to get to the rim. Tugler turns him away, but fouls him. This has happened so quickly.
What did I tell you before, Rich? We were talking. I said, you ever see when you have a bunch of fish in a fish tank and you drop a piece of food and all the fish run for that little piece of food? When that ball is loose or they have to help, you see everybody on Houston, like those fish, come towards the ball. The ball's like a piece of food for them. When it's loose or on the backboard, these guys are relentless.
In other words, every game is like Shark Week. All right, let's check in with John Rothstein. John.
All right, Rich. Well, I talked to Todd Golden from Florida this week, and he told me one of the biggest keys when Florida played Houston in the national title game last spring was not just rebounding, not just taking care of the ball, but also getting shots up. Sometimes you turn it over and can't get the ball. You can't even get a shot up to score. Lap, you know that's part of the battle against Houston.
There's no question, but I think the only way you get shots up is if you reverse the ball from side to side. If you play on one side of the floor against them, they're going to load up and you got no chance.
Corner 3 is good. Isaiah Harwell off the bench for Houston. To your point, John, just 12 shots for Arkansas in 10 minutes. Turnover number 8. Harwell again hits a 3. Bang, bang.
I think you got to use that timeout. Forget about the challenge. You're not going to need a challenge if this keeps going.
Look at this, 14 points off turnovers. 21-point lead. Corner 3 there. And that's Billy Richmond III.
Well, let's understand this. Houston averages 78 points a game. They got 40 with almost 10 minutes to go in the half.
Runner on the floor. They're thinning it up right now.
14 points off turnovers in 10 minutes. That is, if that happened in a game, you might accept it. After 10 minutes, that's a rough number.
To Houston right now, 5 of 7 from distance. Arkansas not bad either. They're 3 of 5, but only 13 shots.
You can get shots up.
By contrast, Houston's got 21 shots. They've made 15 of them.
That's a problem.
Yes, I know, Houston. I get it. Uzan draws a double. Chase McCarty, another freshman in the ballgame for Houston. Screens for Uzan. Step back, it's a 2. Acuff the rebound. Richmond in full flats.
You know, you can't run unless you get some stops. That time, Arkansas got a stop. They were ready to go.
Richmond with the reach. Fouls Sharp.
I mean, running is great, but you have to make a stop in order to run, and you're going to see Arkansas. They will get that thing out. Billy Richmond is tremendous in transition like that, and then he's trying to put pressure on, trying to make something happen. Clearly a foul there on Richmond. Not a really good choice.
#16 foul for Arkansas.
Can't stop your dribble there. I mean, Arkansas trying to pick up the heat now.
Sharp. Richmond takes it from him. Arkansas ball.
You see, Billy Richmond is really trying to set a tone here for Arkansas of being aggressive and putting pressure on his man. Does a great job there. Gets the foul.
Yeah, you saw Sharp stepping out of bounds. Very close.
That was close.
Sharp sits down for the first time. 8.5 minutes left in the first half, where Houston has just exploded against the number 14 team in the country, Arkansas.
And you know, I watched that Texas Tech-Arkansas game the other day, Rich. That was a big, big-time game. It was a great win for Arkansas. Look how they doubled so quick. They double the post, whether the guy can score or not. That's how aggressive Kelvin Sampson coaches his team.
Knox is back in with his 2 fouls. This is Knox. Nice pass. Wagner, the 3. It's off the shot clock. And a timeout. The Houston Cougars, best defense in the nation? Yeah, most agree. But tonight, they have been terrific offensively. A 40-24 lead. Game summary, 40-24, Houston on top. Lap, what concerns you?
You know, they have 20 points of their 40 on turnovers and second chance points, and Arkansas has 0 in those 2 categories.
Moments ago, Kelvin Sampson and John Rothstein.
Kelvin, how have you opened up such a sizable lead?
Well, our defense tightened up there after a while. You know, we weren't guarding anybody starting the game, but once we started getting to where we're supposed to be, and then making shots, you know, you never know whether that's going to last, but our kids are playing hard.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
That's an understatement.
It is.
They're playing very hard, and I don't know at what point in this game they weren't guarding. I must miss something.
The irony is, when you watch Houston play, you think about, well, what team history does it remind you of? And you think 40 minutes of hell and Nolan Richardson and Arkansas.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It picked you up more full court, but the intensity on the defense, Rich, you're 100% right.
Fleming's long 3. And a rebounding foul, or the ball went over the back of the backboard. Hall of Fame, some first-time notables here. A lot of great names on that list.
No doubt about it. I mean, obviously, I know Bruce Pearl, one of our CBS guys. 2 guys that really deserve, him and Kelvin. Great careers. Kelvin Sampson has been, what he's done, that's a great job there by Malik Ewan.
Ewan, the baseline run, finishes with a flush. And maybe Arkansas has a little bit of a spark here.
This is a rare mistake. Tugler comes up a little too far. That's kind of giving a little bit of too much help. Probably did not need to come up that far, and that's what allowed Ewan to sneak in behind him.
This is a 14-point lead, but it was 21 just about 2 minutes ago. It's a 7-0 run right now for the Hogs.
Kelvin Sampson was on these guys today big time about helping too much.
Howell, the miss. Acuff, the push. Richmond's. Acuff follow. Arkansas.
Now they picked it up. They're a good defensive team too. They picked it up on the defensive end.
Razorbacks travel well. You can hear the fans. And a reaching foul there. Looked like Malik Ewan.
Much more aggressive Arkansas defense. See, no need to stick your hand in there. They had him in trouble. He was at the half-court line. Don't bail him out with a foul.
Milos Uzan at the line. 5 of 9 is Houston. From the stripe. Free throw up and good. Spend the night with CBS. Join hosts Bert Kreischer and Hardy as they celebrate with today's top country artists. New Year's Eve live, Nashville's Big Bash on CBS. Roseanne with 8 with that missed free throw.
We know Arkansas is really good in transition, but they're going to have to score in the half court.
Acuff taken over. He's got 11 now.
I mean, this kid is just so talented. I mean, this is pretty good defense here, to tell you the truth. How he's able to finish that floater from 10 feet, that's a tough shot.
I mean, the stuff this guy is doing as a true freshman is amazing. 18 points, 6 rebounds. His assist-to-turnover ratio is terrific. Free throw is up and good. Let's check in with John Rothstein.
Well, Rich, I talked to John Shire from Duke last night about Darius Acuff, and he said the most impressive thing about him as a freshman point guard, he doesn't need a screen to score the basketball. So crafty, so dynamic. Lap, you saw it on that play right there.
Yeah, there was no screen there. That was all just him.
To the buckets. Tugler back in the game. He's got 6 points. It's a 43-31 lead. In a timeout, Kelvin Sampson wants to talk over. 6:12 left, first half. Getting into somebody right now. 43-31, Houston on top. Tony, the Tigers Sun Bowl coming up. Bowl season underway. New Year's Eve, Arizona State and Duke. Live coverage starts at 2 Eastern on CBS and it streams on Paramount+. Darius Acuff Jr. out of Detroit, 5-star recruit. And he's playing like every one of those stars means something.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, he didn't need, maybe they should get rid, because most of the trouble that Arkansas has been getting into in the half-court offense is when a screen comes to the ball. That's where they've had trouble with those pick and rolls. So that time, no pick and roll, just him taking it down the middle and finishing.
12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover. That's significant. Because Arkansas has turned it over 8 times.
Oh, Houston's in a matchup zone. Whoa, where are the smelling salts? I need the smelling salt. They haven't played zone 1 possession this year. Not one. Nice change by Kelvin Sampson. Haven't seen that much.
Ewan. Baseline drive and bucket.
I got a feeling he's not going to do it the next possession. I'm going to tell you that.
Down 21, now down 10. You see the run.
Well, they stopped turning the ball over, and Houston not as good in the half court as they were early on.
Flemings rotates. Walker. And a defensive rebound. That's so important. Knox playing with 2 fouls. Richmond's had some good minutes off the bench.
And interesting, he hit to Carter Knox, not bringing Brazil back.
Again on the baseline, Ewan. Body's tangled up. It's a held ball. Arrow stays with Arkansas.
Yeah, John Calipari decided, I'm going to play one of these guys with the 2 fouls. I'm going to go with Carter Knox.
You can see Brazil. He's their hottest scorer.
It just, you know, when you sit this long, you wonder, is he going to be ready to get it going in the second half?
Acuff, Wagner, good rotation, Knox way off. You and I had the same view.
Yeah, we had the perfect view of that wide left.
But a foul as the ball sailed out of bounds. Joseph Tugler has picked up his 2nd for Houston.
Well, he definitely's done for the half. That I could tell you.
So things are trending upward right now for number 14 Arkansas.
You know, Kelvin Sampson will not play Tugler anymore with those 2 because he needs him aggressive defensively in the second half.
That's a turnover that went off the leg of Ewan. Yeah, you're right, Coach. And these aren't even advanced analytics. This is basically what Kelvin Sampson preaches.
Yeah, when you need a guy, when that guy is that good a defender, you need him to be aggressive. You can't have him get that 3rd foul at all.
Chris Sinak Jr. is in, and he's got 2 fouls. Number 5, middle of the lane. Sharp badly misses a 3. You rarely see that.
Yeah, no, he's been struggling.
Acuff, crossover. 2 freshman point guards going at each other. Knox hard to the bucket. That's a Houston ball.
I'd like to see Arkansas run some half-court offense when they're not out in transition. When they're in transition, they're great. But their half-court offense, they got to start running some stuff. Going a lot of one-on-one in those situations.
Flemings. Sharp. Oh. That was right in front of the Arkansas bench.
They're going to look at that. Calipari's going to appeal it.
Well, if it's a foul, he can't appeal it.
No, you can't.
Oh, he can't challenge it.
He can't challenge
it. He can appeal, though.
He can appeal to see if it's a flagrant. That you can always do, but it would cost him a timeout. He did not appeal it. He started to. He was circling the finger to appeal, not challenge. You can always appeal. You can't always challenge. He started to think it was a flagrant and wanted them to look at it, but he thought better of it because he'd have lost the timeout if he was wrong, which he would have been.
One more look.
Yeah, that was not, he'd have lost that appeal if he'd appealed.
Sharp. One more free throw. For all that Houston has done offensively, they've struggled early at the line. Better now. Lead 12.
This is where Arkansas has to be a little better in the half court. Again, another turnover.
And that last touched Ewan. Arkansas doesn't turn it over very much at all. Now they've got 10 already. 45-33, Houston. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Clark Kellogg, Wally Zerbiak, first half analysis, latest scores and highlights, and a look ahead to their basketball resolutions for the New Year's. Coming up, AT&T at the half, just before we went to break, and that's the deadline to officials looked at it, and
the out-of-bounds challenge by Arkansas is successful with the Arkansas's ball on the end line with 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Boy, you got to give John Calipari a ton of credit, because to challenge something in the first half, usually it's got to be like a goaltending or something you're 100% sure of. This out of bounds, don't get me wrong, the referee's got it right, and John Calipari was right, but boy, he took a pretty big chance on that to challenge it. Give him credit, though. He keeps his timeout, and he gets another challenge.
Give his staff credit, too. Yeah. They've got to get to the tablet.
Or even the kid. The kid probably said it, too.
And Acuff, boy, that thing, that challenge really pays off as Acuff curling off the screen, buries a jumper, and it's back down to a 10-point game, 14 for the freshman Darius Cuff.
And you know what the difference in the game is, Rich? With 10 minutes to go, there's another turnover. With 10 minutes to go in the half, Houston had 14 points off turnovers. You know how many points they were off turnovers now? 14 still.
And that's a walk. You see the pivot foot of Ramon Walker dragging. And that's what I said. I mean, for an up-tempo team, they don't turn it over much at all, does Arkansas?
No, both teams are under 10 a game. That's really good.
Acuff launching the 3. He's been really good from distance this year, 44%. 3 minutes now without a field goal for Houston. Sinak. Remember, Tugler's on the bench with 2. Spinning, a freshman falling away. Arkansas, and a foul in backcourt by Houston. Both players go down. And it looks like Sharp banged heads with Ewan.
Yeah, banged heads. Wow, that hurt.
Gene Steratore saying this is inadvertent, so not in the flagrant category, and definitely not targeting.
No,
too,
no.
for that matter.
Yeah, right.
But here, you know, one important thing around this. That's the second foul on Sharp. And obviously, he'll be looked at as he gets to the bench.
You're going to play without Sharp. You're going to play without Tugler. Well, just take a look. Houston's got a small team in the game. They got Walker, who's 6'4", and he's on the inside of the foul line on this free throw.
Houston has 3 players with 2 fouls right now. So now Tugler and Sharp.
And Houston doesn't normally foul a lot. They are very, very good. They don't. People only shoot like 12 or 13 free throws a game against them. So normally not a team that fouls.
Give credit to Arkansas's bench. This run has been made without Brazil. Knox was out for a long time as well. John, you've got something?
Yeah, Rich. Well, Malik Ewan played limited minutes in the last game due to a cold he was battling this week. But in the 3 games prior to that, he averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds. Arkansas staff feels that this is a burgeoning piece to monitor as the season moves forward as a 3rd big lap in the rotation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think he's got tremendous skill around the basket. He's also a very good passer.
And the lead's down to single digits. Ewan driving. Ewan gets to the line.
I mean, this kid averaged 14 and 8 at Florida State and shot 60% from the field. He is a good player. You see a great move here. Sanak not ready really to stop him off the dribble. Gets him off the ground. Shoots 2.
We see Miller with the foul for Houston. His first. Tomorrow, 2 Eastern, women's basketball on CBS Sports Network. Madison Booker, number 2 Texas. This is not an easy road trip lap. They're headed to South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits. Not just the travel, but the Jackrabbits 10-3, and they've been in 6 of the last 7 NCAA tournaments. Flemings. John, what's your update?
All right, Rich, Emmanuel Sharp just got checked out by the Houston trainer after banging his head. He's fine. He's all good to eventually go back in the game, Rich.
Certainly good news. This is Mercy Miller. Shot clock down at 10.
Sharp won't be back, though, with 2 minutes to go in the half.
Chaotic possession. He's got 2 fouls. Uzan. Foul on the rebound on Arkansas. Maybe it's Richmond. And it's his second. Excuse me. It's Richmond's 3rd, having come off the bench.
He's been a spark, though, in this game. Let me tell you, he's the one who got it started for Arkansas defensively.
Remember, Brazil went out first with 2. Then Knox went out with 2.
I'll tell you, I love Richmond. And he's not a good shooter. You know, he made 5 threes all year. He's better than he was last year. He made 5 the whole year last year, but he is all energy.
Walker hit a couple early 3s, and he hits a couple free throws. 9 points for Ramon Walker Jr.
Yeah, that was a big swing because Ewan missed his 2 free throws.
Ewan up top. Acuff. Wagner in the lane. Got up in the air, and he's bailed out when that ball went off of Cedric Lott.
Really lucky. Left his feet and really did not know where he wanted to go with that one. Very fortunate there for DJ Wagner.
Kelvin Sampson's had to dig deep on his bench. Lott has only appeared in 6 games, and here he is in the final 2 minutes. In a first half that's had wild swings of momentum. A 21-point lead for Houston. Arkansas's run to get back in it.
If Houston can get out of here down 8, they'll have done something.
It's Lott. More free throws coming.
And I'll tell you, they're having all kinds of trouble with Ewan. He's a very skilled kid. He knows how to score down there. Him and Pringle are a pretty good combination together. They are both different. This kid probably the better offensive player on the box.
6 of 10 from the free throw line is Arkansas. Kelvin Sampson, even when he had the 21-point lead, he had the same look on his face and the same intensity as he's seen this lead cut in half.
You know, he knows, no offense, he's not playing Jackson State or New Orleans. He knows who he's playing.
Arkansas fans that have traveled here.
tell you, Arkansas really traveled for this, even though it's hard to tell with all the red on both teams.
4.5 minutes without a field goal. Uzan with a 3, and it's out. Tugler. This is Acuff. Minute 20 left. Thomas is a scorer. Wagner is a catch-and-shoot guy.
Tough defense.
Ewan, left hand, and it's out. But he's back to the free throw line, and Lott has picked up another foul.
Lott is having all kinds of trouble with Ewan. The other guys are doing a great job defensively, but right now it's Ewan is the guy that they have not been able to stop at all.
14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Ewan 3 of 6 from the line. You know, Arkansas hasn't hit a bucket.
This kid's free throw shooting is killing him.
They haven't hit a bucket in almost 3 minutes. They've been doing all of their damage lately from the line, except for Ewan, who is really struggling from the line.
Yeah, I mean, they can't guard him, but he's got to be able to convert them.
He's 4 of 8. 8-point lead. He does have 10 points. He's been effective. Fleming's driving. Fleming scoring. Wow.
Yeah, a little too easy that time. Didn't make any passes, just rolled right by Acuff there for an easy layup.
To a 10-point lead. 45 seconds left. Crazy fun first half. Prudential Center in New Jersey. Houston and Arkansas.
That was a travel.
Ewan spinning, wild hook. Lott bounces out of bounds, and this is going to stay with Arkansas.
You're going to see Kingston Flemings here just drive all the way by Acuff. You know, we've talked a lot about Acuff. This kid Fleming's a good player, too.
That's Lott coming off the bench, and he was out of bounds. 15. 8-second differential. Strong drive there. Houston, 20 seconds left. Flemings into the lane. He's going hard, and he walked, and it's a turnover.
That's the situation where the freshman made a mistake. You could have ended up the half with the last shot, get out of here, up 10, maybe even 12 or 13. Should have pulled that one out.
Ball's in Acuff's hands. Final 7 seconds, first half. Acuff, go time to the bucket, scores! For the fabulous freshman, Darius Acuff Jr.
Well, they got it down to 8, and I think that's pretty good for Arkansas to be in this situation right now, the way it was.
John Rothstein, Kingston Fleming standing by. Go ahead, John.
All right, Kingston, how have you guys put up 49 points in the first half on Arkansas's defense?
Trying to get good shots, get to the rim, use offense to get open shots, yeah.
Why is Darius Acuff such a tough cover for your defense?
I'm not locked in right now. He's a good player, gets downhill, uses his hips to get by me. Not locked in at halftime. Coach will be on me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Rich.
All right, John, thank you. Great run. Down 21, Arkansas is within 8 of Houston. That's the end of the first half. Cougars on top. We'll send you back to Adam Zucker in our New York studio. AT&T at the half. Take it away, Adam.
All right, Rich, good stuff. I think we can let Lapis go feed the fish now. Coming up here on
a good analogy.
It was, we liked it. Coming up on AT&T at the half, a thriller in Atlanta, and the guys get a jump start on their New Year's resolutions after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T, connecting changes everything.
All right, welcome everybody to AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Kellogg, and Wally Zerbiak. An electric first half in Newark, Houston, 49, Arkansas, 41. And for a while, it looked like the Cougars were going to just blow the doors open, but this is a good, close game now.
Yeah, Arkansas can go. They can score. They can score points in a hurry. Acuff got going, but that defense in the first half to start the game by Houston was stifling. Like Lapp said, they were just coming after the Arkansas Razorbacks. Swarming D here, active hands, turnover leading to easy buckets in transition. Harwell pulls up, knocks down that deep triple. Look at 3 bodies around the ball. You have to protect the ball when you're playing against Houston. And I think Cal might want to take away Fleming's right hand. He drives to his right every single time. Walker Jr. with the follow there. And here's just more carelessness leading to an easy layup for Kingston Flemings. Kingston Flemings needs to tighten up his defense, like he said in the postgame, in the halftime interview. But these 3 have it going for the triple threat for Houston, knocking down shots, and Ramon Walker Jr. off the bench, part of a good contribution from the bench from Houston.
But Arkansas worked their way back in this.
They sure did. They were down 21 at one point, and then immediately they got it going. And Darius Acuff Jr. I thought was terrific. He's one of the outstanding freshmen amongst many. He's been as consistent and as productive as any backcourt player in the country, not just neon newbies. And he kept his team in it. He's got good physicality at the point guard position. He's always under control. 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, and he's got a nice competitive spirit to him too, Wally, when you look at him. He's not phased at all. He's going right at it, and Arkansas right back in this ballgame.
Yeah, he leads all scorers with 16 points. All right, let's hit some highlights. And game 2 of our CBS Sports Classic was North Carolina, number 12, and Ohio State. Carolina at one point was up 11. We got to see Caleb Wilson go for 20 and 15 today, but the Buckeyes had some monster shots down the stretch.
They did. Finally got some to go down. John Mobley Jr. splashing that 3 and then knocked down the free throw. Carolina got to within 1. Tough break here as Ohio State plays good defense. Fortuitous bounce of the pumpkin right to Vesser. And then here's Mobley with the chance to win it for the Buckeyes. No good, no go. Hard-fought, difficult loss, and give Carolina credit. Defensively, I thought they were pretty good all game long.
For a key turnover, too, where Ohio State was up, and you even saw a video where Jake Diebler was calling a timeout. They didn't see that, but Carolina, the bounces did their way well.
Heartbreaking loss for Ohio State. They grinded to get themselves back in that game. They overcame 2015 and 3 blocks by the fantastic superstar freshman Caleb Wilson, who was just all over the place. That was a high-level, high-quality game and a really tough loss for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, Carolina, best 12-game start now since 08-09. Our first game of the day from Atlanta. Number 22, St. John's taking on Kentucky. 30 seasons ago, when Mark Pope was the captain for Rick Pitino's national championship Kentucky team. Carolina transfer Ian Jackson coming through. St. John's was up by 7 at the half, Wally, but then the second half happened.
Yeah, they were cruising for a little bit in the second half, too. Here's the fast break transition 3 by Cam Williams, 26-footer, part of a 19-2 run for the Wildcats. Otega Owe takes it to the basket, misses that one. He had 20. Jaden Quaintance is back. Kentucky loves having him back because what a performance coming off that knee surgery. He had 10 big points and really solidified the middle for the Wildcats.
Also had 8 rebounds and all in 17 minutes, going in, coming out, going in, coming out. So he's back. They're getting healthy. Meantime, Maryland taking on Virginia. Maryland's had a lot of trouble with ranked teams lately. Ugonna Unyeso and Virginia scored the first 7 here.
And Darius Adams going to knock down the short jumper. It's early in this one as we're looking at these clips in Solomon, Washington. Gets it right to the rack. Maryland on top at that point by 3. And right now, +6 for the Terps.
Yeah, coming in having lost 4 of their last 5. An old ACC matchup. Hadn't met since 2018. And with 2026 almost upon us, the guys give us some hard and fast hoops resolutions when AT&T at the half returns.
Great as the Duke program has been, this may be the best all-around player they've ever had.
Oh! And he punches it down! The full bag of tricks from Boozer. Cameron Boozer taking over. Cleared for takeoff. A.J. DeBonsa.
DeBonsa to drive. Oh, my.
Oh, A.J. DeBonsa. Wow.
Oh, we can't get enough of those neon newbies here on CBS. Be sure to join us January 3rd, a great doubleheader. Number 10 BYU, led by A.J. DeBonsa, visiting Kansas State. And then it's Cam Boozer and third-ranked Duke battling Florida State. Our coverage tips off at 1 Eastern with Inside College Basketball. And since I won't see you guys until the new year, a chance now for your hoops resolutions for 2026, Wally.
Let's do it. I'm going to go, the first one is, can we re-adjudicate foul calls also? We saw a call in this game just in the first half where a guy fell and
You're
slipped.
talking about the challenge.
Yeah,
correct?
the challenge.
Yeah.
Re-adjudicate personal foul calls with a challenge, not only out-of-bounds stuff, but also the actual whistle when it's blown. Go to the monitor and get the actual call the official makes right. Second up, let's go. Don't give up on Kentucky. Can give them some time. We saw how well they played today against St. John's. Now they're starting to get healthy. This team can win the SEC. And last but not least, this is the year, my New Year's resolution, Nebraska wins its first ever tournament game.
They're off to a good start.
They're 11-0 right now. Freddie Hoiberg is going to make
So is that
happen.
a resolution or a prediction?
It's a little bit of a prediction.
Okay, all right, just curious.
Things you want to see happen.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, we talk about all of this NIL and the changing landscape. I really think we should put a mute button on any kind of conversation around roster spending. For one, it has no correlation to winning. And it's not something that's talked about at the highest level of the game where they do get paid big numbers. Secondly, I would love to see Florida. I'd like to see teams repeat in terms of the Final Four. Only one team has a chance to do that from the standpoint of winning it, so I like Florida. And finally, the ecosystem of the game consists of players, broadcasters, coaches, and media folks. How about the officials continuing to excel in their job? I think they do.
So they're already
really
doing a good job.
They are. Continue to excel in their work. Yeah.
Steve Lapis and Bruce Pearl throughout the day agreeing with that. That'll do it from here in New York. Coming up, the second half of Houston and Arkansas.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
Time for problem solvers. Lincoln and the Lincoln Wishlist Sales Event. And by Chewy, for life with pets. There's Chewy with everything. Nighttime in New Jersey, halftime here, 49-41. Top 15 matchup, Houston on top. Moments ago, John Rothstein caught up with Arkansas point guard Darius Acuff Jr.
All right, Darius, what was the biggest point of emphasis from Coach Cal at the half?
We got to get more tougher. We lost our early lead in the beginning of the game, but we fought. Second half, we got to play more defense. Offensively, some things working well, but we just got to get more stops.
Appreciate it.
Yep, bro.
All right, Steve Lapis, we've seen one half, but it feels like we've seen two halves. The run by Houston go up by 21, and the comeback by Arkansas.
Great point, Rich. It was like two different games. We had the first 10 minutes dominated by Houston, and then the last 10 minutes more dominated by Arkansas. The question is, did Arkansas fall into too big a hole to come back from? When they stopped turning the ball over there, they didn't have any points off turnovers, Houston, in the last 10 minutes. That was the key that Arkansas getting back in the game.
Both coaches grabbed the stat sheet right away to take a look at it going in at halftime. Coach, what do you see on yours?
Well, I think the main thing is if they can continue to run half-court offense and not turn the ball over, they're going to have a chance. And their defense really picked it up a notch. Billy Richmond did a great job. I thought he was a huge key in keying that comeback with his aggressive defense on the ball.
Our Lincoln first half stats, 49-41. Houston put 49 points up on the board. They're averaging just 78 per game. That's the territory that Arkansas likes. They're averaging 90 a game.
And let's keep one thing in mind also. Houston only gives up 57, third in the nation. Arkansas has 41 in this game.
Better defense for John Calipari's team. In later stages of that first half, Houston was just 2 of their last 11 from the field. This is Arkansas's pace, but Houston's up 8. It's a tempo battle. Arkansas likes it fast. Houston likes it slow. And out of the inbounds, Flemings misses the layup.
Really good set play by Kelvin Sampson.
So they're 2 out of their last 12. No turnover there. Wagner has it. That's a deep 3 there.
Rushed.
Knox.
You know, he was kind of open, but it was kind of rushed.
Sharp, unguarded.
Yeah, that's not good defense. You got to get back. You don't expect Houston to run a lot, but you got to get back and you got to be ready.
So the lead's back to 10. Acuff brilliant in that first half. Corner three, gets. Acuff now 19. That's his first three. As close as Arkansas has been in a while. Hard drive there.
Take a look at the transition defense by Arkansas. You're going to see all these guys in one area, and they forget about Emmanuel Shoppers there by himself. It's too late once he catches the ball. Just too easy. Got to communicate transition defense.
With Arkansas, Brazil's back in. He missed most of the first half with 2 fouls. Knox had 2 fouls. He came back late in that half. Oh, this guy played really well. Ewan. It's a foul. Was it a shot? Or was it a pass? And I think it's going to be a pass, and that means inbound. Or maybe...
Yeah, that's a pass.
That's a pass.
Let's see if Brazil can get going. Now, he sat for a long time.
Ewan driving hard. He's been to the free throw line a lot in this game.
They're
4 of 8.
They're having all kinds of trouble guarding Malik Ewan. Give John Calipari credit that he's got him out here, because he was one of his best players in the first half. Tugler with 3 fouls. If I'm John Calipari, I keep going to this kid, trying to get him to pick up that 4th. Houston's defense is completely different when he's not in the game, and he was out of the game at the end of that first half.
Houston's best defense lately has been sending this guy to the line.
Yeah.
He's really struggling. He's 4 of 10. Flemings, great pass. Tugler with the finish.
That's 2 weak transition defenses that time for Arkansas.
It's a 4-point swing. You miss 2 free throws, and you give up a transition buck like that.
They give him 2 layups already in the second half.
Ewan again, he goes to the line.
But it doesn't. It's like a turnover. If you're not going to, I think that's on Sinak. Oh no, it's on Tugler. That's big. I didn't think that was a foul. I think the foul happened earlier when he bumped him. Another miss.
It's 4 on Tugler. Ewan continues to miss free throws. 17 of 21 was Ewan from the line coming in.
That's unbelievable.
It's 4 of 11.
And now Houston, much smaller. They brought in Walker, who's 6'4", 6'5". He's going to play the 4 spot now. So this is a much, much smaller team for Houston, and their best defender is out.
So Ewan, you can see him. He's missed 7 free throws. Look at Flemings going down the lane, and he's going to the free throw line.
You know, I know we've talked a lot about Acuff, but I tell you, Kingston Flemings, he had 9 points in the first half and 1 turnover. He's a really, really good player also.
2 best players on the floor in the first half were the 2 freshman point guards, Flemings, and we told you about Acuff's big night so far. First foul on Acuff. Flemings had a San Antonio, a 3-level score. He drops in his first free throw. His best games have been against their best opponents. 22-7 against Auburn, 25 against Tennessee, 21-8 against Florida State.
He took over that Tennessee game. He had 25, as you said. He was great. But right now, the other thing about Houston, they're a great offensive rebounding team. That hurts their offensive rebounding with Tugler being out of the game, too.
Brazil.
And you know what, Rich? You got to think he's going to sit till maybe 5 minutes to go. Maybe.
Is it a held ball? Is it a walk? Is it a timeout? It is a held ball, and Arkansas gets the possession. Brazil has not scored in this game. He hasn't taken a shot in this game. And he was scorching hot coming in. His last 2 games, 17 of 24 from the field, 9 of 12 from 3, and he hasn't had a shot. Ewan the catch. He's going back to the line.
They cannot keep this kid off the line.
Malik Ewan's been in the middle of everything.
Well, I mean, this kid, as I said, was a big-time player at Florida State. He averaged 14 and 8 and shot 60% from the field. Tough guy to guard, and he was a pretty good foul shooter. So this today is really the difference in the game, if he's making fouls or not.
5 of 12, and he knocks that one in. Again, he was 17 of 21 coming into this game. And maybe the young man has found his rhythm at the line. His last 2.
You know, they got to give Brazil going. He's only played 9 minutes in this game because of those 2 fouls, and he really has not gotten into this flow. He sat for a long time in the first half.
So Ewan does hit 2, 55-47. Usain against Wagner. Gets in. Ramon Walker Jr. had a really nice first half off the bench. Flemings will take that 3. Hey. Not a great pass.
No, it was supposed to be a bounce pass that didn't bounce until it got to his feet.
Sharp pulls. Get the 3.
Swing there.
Amen. 11 for Emmanuel Sharp. Lead back to 11. Ewan won't be denied. Not fouled. Has the rebound. He's fouled. He's got a bucket. He's dominating right now.
Let me tell you something. John Calipari found something. Pringle's a good player, but he does not have the offensive arsenal that this kid's got. Both hands around the basket, really good feet, knack for scoring.
So Knack picks up his 3rd. And remember, Tugler has 4.
They got a problem.
Houston does.
Yes, Houston has a problem. And you know, Lott in the first half, he had trouble guarding this kid too. So they're just going to keep going now.
And Ewan's found his stroke all of a sudden. Oh, he's going to sit down. 16 points, 7 rebounds.
I'm telling you right now, when the under 16 comes, he'll be back.
Houston was so good offensively in the first 15 minutes of this game.
They took advantage of all those steals and were knocking out transition 3s. They hadn't been great in the half court either.
Sharp, give him the ball.
This guy, when he gets going, one of the best in the country.
14 now for Emmanuel Sharp. He's 2 of 5 from distance. Wagner on Walker. Pushes it up. That's a foul.
It's going to be Lott's 3rd.
He came in crashing the boards, literally. And so Lott's got 3 now.
Kelvin Sampson is going to handle 5 guards playing in this game.
Tugler 4, Sinek 3, Lott 3. Khalifa Sacco is the next big, and he's out with a knee injury. They may have to go small.
They're going to go small
soon. Pringle's back in. So is Malik Thomas.
He's been struggling, Malik Thomas. Last 2 games.
Arkansas is really crashing the board. Timeout here. Emmanuel Sharp, you cannot leave him unguarded. One of the best 3-point shooters in the country and the leader of this Houston team. Arkansas made a run. Emmanuel Sharp said, not so fast.
Yeah, I mean, this kid did not shoot the ball well in the first half. He only had 1 field goal, but you can't fall asleep on him. He's a first-team All-Big 12 player. He made 17 of his 34 3-point shots coming into the game in his last 4 games. This is one of the best shooters in the country.
And their march to the championship game, he's the guy that kind of drove the bus. You know, Sharp was the most outstanding player in the Big 12 tourney, the most outstanding player in the Midwest Regional as well. John, you've got more?
Yeah, Rich, well, I was talking to Kelvin Sampson this week, the associate head coach for Houston and the head coach in waiting, Kelvin Sampson. So he told me that Emmanuel Sharp is one of the sole beneficiaries of Houston playing with 2 point guards, Flemings and Uzan. You can see he's getting more looks. The stats back it up, Rich.
That's a great point.
You know, the other part, too, and we talked about this at shoot-around. Houston does not do a lot of portaling, if I can make that a verb. They have one guy in this year. They don't lose many guys at all. Sharp, whoa, 25 feet, no problem.
You know, they got to start face guarding this guy because he's that kind of player. You can't let him touch the ball. Don't help off him. Don't leave him. Especially with the team they have in the game now. Just play face guard him.
Boy, it felt like it was a 7-point game. It felt like just a couple minutes ago.
And it also felt like a couple of minutes ago, Emmanuel Sharp was like not doing anything.
Well, now he's got 17 points and 3 threes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this kid is feeling. I mean, this is deep. You can't leave. He was way, way too alone there.
Some great names on this, right?
Oh, yeah, and that's a lock. He's going to be the most prolific three-point shooter, barring, knock on wood, any injury. He's going to be the best three-point shooter in the history of Houston.
So Marcus Sasser on top of that list. Both these coaches always seem to be surrounded by really good guards. And Sasser, Quentin Grimes, Jamal Shed, the L.J. Cryer. You just go back, follow Kelvin Sampson's career. And then John Calipari, Devin Askew, Severe Wheeler of late.
Oh, go ahead.
DJ Wagner and obviously Acuff here, but you go back to all the good guards.
How about Dillingham?
Rose and Wall and all those guys.
Oh, yeah. Rose, MVP in the NBA.
Bledsoe.
Not bad. Now Maxey going crazy for the Sixers.
He's in. Arkansas has the rebound. 12-point game. A lot of basketball left here. Brazil. No.
You know, that was one of those ones I want to try and get involved in this game a little bit. It was not a good shot. And he is a great shooter, and he came into this game on fire. But those fouls hurt him in the first half.
That's his first shot attempt of the game.
He kind of felt like he was like, I got to get a shot up.
He's the type of guy that if he gets more shots up, he can bring them back in a hurry. And
Arkansas is appealing for a flagrant 1 foul.
Arkansas is appealing for a flagrant 1 foul. Now, this is different than a challenge.
Yes, that's what we talked about in the first half, that it looked like John Calipari was going to do. You can always appeal. The problem is if the appeal is not upheld, you're going to lose a timeout.
This allows the officials a chance to look at it. Our first look. You see that elbow up. Officials looking at it now. The verdict when we return. 64-52. We left you with the replay. We come back with our Gene Steratore on this appeal. Arkansas wants a flagrant here. Gene, what do you see?
You know, when I look at when he's boxing blindly, he does hit Pringle's shoulder first, but then he kind of robs his arm up into the head-neck area, which most times whenever that contact raises up into the head-neck area, they lean more toward a flagrant 1. But to me, it looked like a box out first that met his shoulder. Now, because it rose up to that level, they may grade that there based on that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Gene. Whatever it was, he didn't mean to do it. You know, it wasn't like done, but it's, unfortunately, he got him in the head.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm seeing a two-lap, and I'm sure that's what Joe Lindsay and the guys there in Georgia are looking at right now. Is he riding it up there? Does he finish him then once he realizes where that arm is? And now you have something that goes from like a blind basketball play. Think it's a foul for sure, and elevate that now to what you would deem to be in our old school called intentional and now flagrant 1.
Yeah, and Gene, if it doesn't get a flagrant 1 here, Arkansas loses a timeout.
Yeah, if it's not elevated, they lose the timeout.
That's exactly right, fellas, yes.
That's because it's an appeal.
And, you know, if they had no timeouts left and they didn't...
Free throws.
It would be free throws. Whereas in a challenge...
Yes, you'd have an administrative technical foul then if that would happen, a one-shot point of interruption, yes.
So the lesson here, Gene, is if you do box out and your elbow's high, get it down as soon as you can. He left it up.
Yeah, exactly, Rich. Yeah, and hope you have somebody that is tall enough that even if you're 6'8" and reaching back, that you're still in his chest area, you know, and not a 5'10" guard.
And Cal had a great look at it because he was up right away on that. It was right in front of him. There was nobody in his way.
So what Gene is saying is you and I out there would be right in our forehead.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
It may be a whiff, Rich. He might have just swung and missed.
Oh, yeah, that's great, Gene.
I might as well
Appreciate it.
take a shot from a distance, fellas. What the heck?
Gene Steratore in the referee's lounge right now. Busy weekend for Gene, for sure. All right, here we go.
After review of the appeal, there's been a flagrant 1 foul called on number 8, Black. Number 23, White,
they
will shoot
upgraded
2
it.
shots, and Arkansas will have the ball on the end line.
Joe Lindsay said it. They upgraded it. So now Arkansas does not lose a timeout. It's going to be 2 shots in the ball with Nick Pringle shooting, who was the kid that got hit there.
Pringle 65% from the line. Arkansas has not been great from the line, 63% in the game.
You know, I was going to say the interesting thing between the two, the appeal and a challenge. In a challenge, if you if you have no timeouts left, they don't grant the challenge. It's not like you get a technical foul. You know what I mean? You're not allowed
get away
to
from
challenge.
us. Yes.
You're not allowed to challenge if you have no timeouts. You can always appeal.
My goodness. Free throw shooting, really an issue. 14 of 24, 58%. And Arkansas is a really good free throw shooting team. 77% is really good.
Really good. Put this way, the best free throw shooting in the country is probably around 80.
Now, here's the possession. Can they?
Here's that matchup zone again that we saw in the first half for Houston. I think it's a pretty good move.
Wagner entry to Brazil. Wagner gets it back. Time on the clock. Wagner in the lane. Missed the layup. And a rebound to Walker in Houston.
You know, think about this. They're having trouble guarding Malik Ewan, so let's go zone. A lot harder to get a big guy going in the low post against a zone than man-to-man.
So after all of that, Arkansas doesn't get anything to show. And Sharp misses a 3.
And the zone obviously helps you with your foul trouble, too.
Acock.
Now, you know what the best way to beat a zone is, Rich? Beat it down the floor, and that's what Acock just did.
21 for Acock. 10-point lead. A ton of time here. Just under 14 minutes left in this game. And another reminder that Houston had a 21-point lead in the first half and looked like they were blowing the doors off of Arkansas. Sharp. The tip will go. Brazil has the rebound.
Really good defense by the freshman Acock that time.
Houston without a point in almost 2.5 minutes.
Now they're back straight man-to-man.
Acock kicks to the corner. Knocks a 3.
He's had a rough night shooting the ball.
Locke still in there. The bigs for Houston are in foul trouble right now. As Flemings draws contact. These two true freshman point guards have had marvelous seasons so far.
I mean, both of them are terrific players. Both shooting the ball at a high percentage, shooting it from 3, not turning the ball over. You know, usually as a freshman point guard,
Chris Sinak on the bench with 3 fouls. Joseph Tugler's got 4. Uzan's shot blocked. And a whistle and a foul on the loose ball. That's Malik Ewan, who continues from his free throw issue to just have an incredible night.
Well, Kelvin Sampson, he's got to be really happy because he's able to keep Sinek out. He's able to keep Tugler out all this time, and still he has that 10-point lead. He's going to keep them out as long as they maintain this thing 8 and more.
DJ Wagner's 3rd personal foul. Sharp almost looked like a walk. Ewan has a rebound, but he's going to get called for a foul. He pushed off on Locke.
Oh, yeah, that's a good ball.
Ewan's first personal. Chris Sinak is back in with his 3 fouls.
Tugler, we probably won't see him till there's 5 minutes to go.
Sharp driving, contact. Ewan with the foul.
Emmanuel Sharp is really starting to exert himself here. Yeah, Ewan had no shot staying in front of him there.
Ewan second. Sharp to the line. 86% free throw shooter. Every one of his spots on the floor, whether it's at the line, whether it's at mid-range, or whether it's a three, he can really shoot it. He's got 17. Honor the icons of a generation: Sylvester Stallone, George Strait, Michael Crawford, Gloria Gaynor, and the band Kiss. President Trump hosts the Kennedy Center Honors. CBS Tuesday, 8/7 Central. 19 now for Emmanuel Sharp.
And just keep this lead at 10, 12, 10, 12. Here's that matchup zone again. See why they're all pointing all over. That's how you know it's a matchup. Everybody's supposed to have somebody in their area. A man.
Good entry, and Ewan just kind of threw it up. He had no one guarding him.
So now, let me tell you something. That was what you would call a big-time rebound. He pulled it over the rim.
You can see the field goal shooting not great for both teams. Flemings.
These two freshmen.
Again, you go back to that flagrant, missing the free throws, not getting a bucket. And just like that, the lead's back to double digits at 14.
Boy, Malik Thomas averages 14 a game. He's got 0 in this game so far.
Houston, number 8 in the country. Arkansas, number 14 in the AP poll. They meet here tonight in New Jersey. Right now, 68-54 Cougars. CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Progressive. Get slam dunk savings today. Fresh pets, healthy food, fresh from the fridge. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. Of course, national championship game, that narrow loss to Florida last year. Last 5 tournaments, Kelvin Sampson and the Cougars 16-5 record, and #1 seeds are coming pretty easily, aren't they, John Rothstein?
No question, Rich, and here's something big to keep in mind as we are always looking ahead to Selection Sunday. Houston was slated to be the host school in the South region this year, but during the offseason, Houston relinquished that right and opportunity. What does that mean? If Houston is seeded in the South region of 2026 NCAA tournament, the Cougars would then be playing regional games in the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight at the Toyota Center in downtown Houston. That is a major, major thing to remember from now until Selection Sunday, Rich and Lab.
That is a major thing.
Major is right.
And a short commute.
Yeah.
Malik Thomas for Arkansas.
His first basket.
With a 3. Cuts the lead down to 11. Flemings gets in again. Flemings under the bucket.
You know, Arkansas has had all kinds of trouble keeping these guys out of the lane. All of a sudden, Flemings has gotten to the basket a couple of times.
Acuff's got 21. Flemings got 15. These 2 terrific freshman point guards. Little zone look. Houston's mixed that in tonight. Thomas driving and missed it. Brazil rebound and put back.
You know what? They got to get some stops now, Arkansas. And that's what they have not been able to do lately, especially off the dribble.
First points for Tevin Brazil. Flemings again.
He's getting in the lane at will. I mean, Kingston Flemings has been living in the lane lately. I mean, that's a pretty easy shot there. And then he gets fouled here going by his man again.
John brought that up earlier in the first half. I think it applies to both these point guards. You don't have to screen for these guys to create something.
Matter of fact, I think these guys like it better when there is no screen. I mean, Kelvin Sampson's got to be ecstatic. He's sitting here with a 12-point lead, maybe going to be 13. Tugler hasn't played hardly at all. Sanak has been in and out. He's had foul trouble.
Right. He doesn't look ecstatic.
No, right? He's as ecstatic as he's going to be anyway.
If that's ecstatic.
Yeah, that's ecstatic for a coach. During a game, that's ecstatic.
Yeah, he's as intense as they come. 13. The lead for Houston. Knox.
Close.
Offside rebound. Put back. Malik Thomas exerting himself.
Yeah, he's starting to get involved here. But the bottom line is they got to make stops, and they have been able to keep this kid Fleming in front of him.
It feels like we should be under 5 minutes left in this half. We're not even under 10 minutes yet.
I'm saying this is a long game.
Straight on.
Cannot stop them.
Sanak is a mid-range guy. He'll shoot the three as well. Fleming's with the foul. Acuff on the drive.
I tell you, he doesn't do it. John Calipari doesn't really play zone, but the way they're getting beat off the dribble right now, if you had one, it'd be a good time to use it, or try it anyway.
Point guards are obviously at a premium in this sport. But for these two coaches, it's imperative that they have good ones, because that makes everything go. The long line of point guards for him, you have to kind of be like Kelvin Sampson on the floor when you're his point guard.
No doubt about it. You know, both these coaches are great coaches, and they're both really hard on their point guards.
And they both have true freshmen. Houston's hit 3 of their last 3 shots. Fleming's starting to create. Still going to the bucket. In and out. Rebound, put back, Sanak.
So here's what happens. Because Fleming's able to get to the basket, somebody comes over to help, loses rebounding position, you give them a basket. They got to protect this lane a lot better than they're doing.
Acuff against Sharp, smothered, throws it away. He can shoot and he can defend.
So you get the drive to the basket, and Brazil has to come over and help. You lose all your size underneath. They get an easy putback.
Well, Arkansas has somewhat cleaned up the turnovers from the first half, but still they just can't crack this lead.
The half-court defense, Rich, has not really been up to snuff in the second half.
Uzan a rolling ball.
I mean, am I watching the right thing? How many layups have we seen here in the last 3 minutes?
Uzan has 10, and the lead has been rebuilt to 15. Thomas against Sharp. Steps through and scores.
You know what? They're not doing bad down the offensive end, but they got to get it done here.
Just under 9 minutes left. Fleming's going. Corner kick. Walker 3. Fleming's! 19 for the true freshman point guard. Thomas throws off a screen. Sharp has the rebound.
The first half was about turnover. The second half has been about Houston getting the ball into the lane at will.
Approaching 8 minutes. Houston has not been crawling up the court. They've been racing up the floor into the lane. Good rotation. Sharp looking for a 3. Oh my gosh, that is a 27-footer.
That was one of the better defensive sets there. I think they stopped them off bounce.
Richmond back in, and he throws it to his coaches. Tell you what, right now, Houston is not going to give up the lead. 80-65. The Cougars on top in a top 15 matchup in New Jersey. 80-65. Number 8 Houston on top of number 14 Arkansas. This Christmas, don't miss the biggest comedy event of the year, the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. It's now playing only in theaters Krabby Patties for everybody this Christmas. Coach Lapis, our Jersey Mike's subs game summary. What jumps off the page for you?
Well, obviously the free throws have been a problem. It would have kept them in the game at times. And points off turnovers, 19-2. Even though that slowed down significantly after the first 10 minutes of the game, they dug themselves a really big hole. The other problem is 36 points in the paint for Houston, getting to the, and not really from post-ups. Tugler's hardly been in, mostly drives by their guards. That's been a problem.
And the scoring not that balanced for Arkansas. Acuff's got 23. Ewan off the bench has got 16. But Brazil just took his first shot of the game about 4 minutes ago. He averages 15 a game. He's been their hottest scorer. He has just 4.
And Carter Knox, who's been so good all year, has really struggled. And now Houston, they use this zone. They start zone, then they go man-to-man. They're all pointing. It's kind of a switching man-to-man. And now they're man-to-man.
That's Brazil, 6'10", backing in. Left hand won't go. Houston, a really good rebounding team. Fleming's caught something in the eye. He's all right. He's been a one-man wrecking crew lately.
He has been.
Steal. Acuff.
That was one quick steal by Acuff.
Career high. Darius Acuff, 25. 4 assists. 3 turnovers. Uzan. Kick into the corner. McCarty. How about Chase McCarty off the bench? His first bucket, and that's a 3. Acuff missed it badly. Brazil comes away with the rebound. He's going to get to the line and shoot free throws.
You want to know how this three-point shot was made by the University of Houston? Watch it right here. Okay, Uzan, look what he does. When you get here, stop it right there. You got problems, and the ball's going to get in that deep. And look at it, everybody's watching the ball, and nobody's watching here and get a wide open 3 because getting in the lane. That's been a problem. Arkansas's ability to defend the dribble has been a real issue here in the second half.
Trevin Brazil hits the first. He just hasn't been in a position to score. He obviously had foul trouble in the first half.
It hurt him. You know, you never know. You take him out for 14 minutes. Some kids would be fine when they start the second half. Who knows if you played him a little bit in the first half, would he have been better in the second half? No.
He's taking just 3 shots. 1 of 3. Does have 6 rebounds. Uzan against Brazil. She comes to get the ball. It's a whistle. Arkansas doesn't necessarily like it. Sharp's going to the line.
That's a travel. I thought he traveled in real time.
Not reviewable,
no.
and not appealable.
Not appealable or reviewable. Or challengeable.
Wagner with his 4th. John Rothstein.
Yeah, Rich, obviously Emmanuel Sharp was at the epicenter of last season's national title game loss to Florida. He and the whole Houston team was devastated after the loss as expected. But Kelvin Sampson told me that he specifically did not say anything directly after the game to the team. He gave them their time and then addressed them at a later moment. He didn't have anything specific to say after such a devastating loss, Rich and Lap.
What are you going to say in that situation? There is nothing to be said.
Acuff gets to the line. You know, for both of you, John, and for Lap, both of these coaches are not heavy portal guys. There's a, you know, you got freshmen, both terrific freshman classes. I think for Kelvin Sampson, in this day and age, he's built a program. Guys stay here and play here their whole career. That's unique, isn't it, John?
It is, Rich, and I think this says everything when you look at the totality of Houston's roster this season. 14 players are on Houston's roster. 12 of those players have only put on a Houston uniform. In this climate, to have that type of retention, that type of continuity, it speaks volume about ultimately what it takes, Lap, to win at the highest level.
That is, you need the combination, and they have the combination down right. They got guys back. They took Milos Uzen from the portal, who obviously was a help. They got these great freshmen now. And Calipari's had retention, too, on this roster. He's got Richmond back. He's got Carter Knox back.
Well, it's somewhat of a coming out party for this guy. 18 points to go with 8 rebounds. Still a sizable Houston lead.
And Houston going to take their time a little bit. And here's where having those 2 point guards really helps in this kind of situation.
Uzen, wow, buries a 3.
I tell you, they have really been going after Trayvon Brazil. When he has switched to a guard, he has really struggled.
10 of 23, 43.5% from distance is Houston.
I mean, you usually don't see Houston get 87 against high major competition like this.
Ewan in. One thing, though, about Houston, sometimes when it does get into the 90s, they feel comfortable. I mean, they can get to the 90s.
Just usually they don't force as many turnovers against high-level competition, which they've done today, and that's where they really got out in transition a lot, was from those turnovers. But, I mean, they only averaged 75, 76 a game.
All right, there's still a lot of time, and Kingston Fleming's the fine freshman point guard for Houston, just picked up his 4th personal foul. Isaiah Harwell getting off the bench for Kelvin Sampson. And Ewan's big night continues.
Yeah, you got to get this kid out for 2 minutes, especially sitting on a 15-point lead.
Ewan now with 20. There's the foul trouble for Houston. Is there enough time for Arkansas to make a run here? Knox, fumbles, kicks. That's a 3. Wagner short.
Big miss.
Every time Arkansas has an opportunity like that, they've kind of missed it. Free throws were an issue earlier.
And really, this whole second half without their best defender.
Now Houston content to run some clock. Sharp driving, blocked. Acuff blocked it. At 1. That's a violation. It's a turnover, but it also ran a ton of clock, so Houston probably not all that upset with that.
That was some block by Acuff, I'll tell you.
Kelvin Sampson still ecstatic there with the 87.
Is that ecstatic?
No, man, he is really fun to watch run a practice. I mean, the shoot-around today for Houston was essentially a practice.
Oh, that was practice.
Richmond 3, that's good. Long way to go for Arkansas. And that's a start. He's got 10.
They got to really start doing it on this end.
Lead is 12.
And now you got Fleming's out, but you still got Uzen, who played the point really all last year.
Arkansas, good three-point shooting team so far. Sharp driving, unguarded, untouched. 22 for Emmanuel Sharp. Looking threes. Wagner's a catch-and-shoot guy, and he does just that. Barry's 3. He's got 8.
Yeah, question is, too late.
Yeah, 3 minutes left. Houston's a tough team to extract ball from.
Interesting. Does Kelvin Sampson go back to Tugler? He hasn't. Well, here comes Fleming's back.
Both Tugler and Flemings with 4 fouls. Clock is down. Walker's 3. Oh, goodness.
Nothing better than holding the entire shot clock and knocking down a 3, which they are tremendous in the last 4 seconds of shot clock.
Richmond goes hard and gets the bucket, and he's going to get to the line.
Well, Houston's in this situation a lot with the shot clock running down. They're top 15 in the nation with under 4 seconds to go. Cougars up 12 over the Razorbacks.
Game reset, down to 2.5 minutes left. And Houston, the number 8 team in the country, a 12-point lead over number 14, Arkansas. AT&T, fast analysis presented by AT&T.
Well, right now, it's been about these guards getting in lane, especially creating all kinds of problems, getting to the basket, whether it was Sharp or Fleming's in particular, Uzan. They've done a good job of getting in the lane.
Arkansas has not done a good job of free throw shooting. Walker goes down. Did he roll over?
Wow, I thought that was a travel.
It's a held ball. Houston's going to hold the possession.
Boy, it looked like a travel to me. I thought he had possession of that. Let's see here.
You can stay down, but if you roll over,
that's a travel. Yeah.
Argene Steratore concurs.
I get calls right every now and then, you know. I mean, even Gene agreed with me once in a while. He didn't agree back in the day.
Just about to go there.
No, back in the day, he didn't agree with me much.
It's a kick. 2:22 left. Arkansas 19 of 33 from the free throw line. Flemings, Sharp break the press.
Just got to get a stop and then go.
Uzan feeds. Sinek misses. And Arkansas take advantage. Acuff, that's a charge. Was he in the circle, though?
That's what John Calipari's saying.
And that's challengeable. And he's not.
Oh, he was not. He was not in the circle.
So
it's challengeable, but in the last 2 minutes, the referees can look at that without you challenging it, which normally would happen. They're not. He was out of there, but the referees on their own. Doesn't have to come from the coach.
Well,
the referees, I don't think that the coach, I don't think it was challenged by John Calipari. I think the referees are using their right to look at it in the last 2 minutes on their own, like they can with the goaltender.
All that said and done, on the replay, doesn't it look like he was out of the circle?
I kind of thought that he was in. I mean, let's see here.
Let's see.
There he is there. Out. He's out.
Let's bring Gene Steratore in. No more height jokes, Gene.
No, not at all. And actually, I'm agreeing with Coach Lapis again, back-to-back plays here.
Wow.
So we're on a roll early this season, Coach. But you're absolutely right. Inside of the last 2 minutes of the half and all of overtime, officials can go on their own at that point. No coach's challenge required. I think Joe Lindsay does a good job there. He went to the calling official, said you had a charge. Let's just look at it because we can too, just to make sure. Good job of officiating. And I like to call in real time. I thought it was a charge too, fellas.
Yeah, I think it was a really good call. And the referee just came over and said, yes, we decided to look at this. It's not a challenge. It's from the official. So that's a call stands. That was a good call.
And when the officials do initiate it, it's termed a review.
Review.
So we have challenges,
yes,
we have appeals, and we have reviews. And we have Houston that just has made plays when they've needed to after building that big 21-point lead. Anytime the Razorbacks make a run.
And think about it, they've done it with a team that they don't usually, I mean, Walker has been really good in this game off the bench. They played without Tugler the whole half. He hasn't put him back in since he got the fourth out, which was eons ago.
Uzan and Fleming so good at handling the ball. Fleming's that's
They didn't look at that. They didn't make a call. So I thought that was goal.
Kelvin Sampson wants them to look at it. He thinks that is a goaltend.
Well, he challenged it if he wants to. Oh, I don't know. It's close.
Minute 20 left. 12-point game. Acuff. think what Kelvin was asking for is, hey, how about one of those reviews?
Yeah.
Right?
The thing is, they would have had to make a call on the floor,
yes,
which they didn't.
That's the wrinkle, though,
yeah,
right?
That's the wrinkle
in the rule.
Yes.
Would you like to see the rule changed? In that, hey, because you're helpless as a coach if they don't call it. You can't then challenge at all.
Can't challenge it, right? Yes, exactly.
So 1:09 left. Houston still holds a 12-point lead. Acuff, 26 points, 6 assists, 27 now. Real high for this freshman. Houston's going to call a timeout. Minute left. Kelvin Sampson and the Cougars, 10-point. Last year, the SEC had 14 of 16 in the NCAA tournament, put 4 in the Elite 8, and because of that, Arkansas' schedule is an Elite 8 schedule.
Yeah, really.
It's amazing.
They'll be the first team ever to play every team in the Elite 8 from the previous year.
That may change this year. The SEC's non-conference performance so far in November and December, not nearly as good as it was last year.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, 14 of 16 teams in the NCAA tournament. LSU and South Carolina, the only schools not to make it last year. And by the way, the Big 12 having a really nice non-conference. Really nice. They've got 4 teams in the AP top 10. Arizona, Iowa State, Houston, and BYU. Keep away right now. And a 10-point lead. Good ball move. Walker a clean feed. Missed it. Sharp. Tipped it loose. Offensive rebound. Fresh clock.
They do a good job. They had a guy in the middle of the floor as an outlet guy against the pressure.
And this is going to be a really nice win on Houston's non-conference resume. Well, Arkansas, with wins over Louisville and that comeback win over Texas Tech. But for the SEC, 35 and 41 against power conferences this year. Look what they did last year, Lap. 73 and 27.
That's why they got all those teams in.
And of course, Houston's still somewhat young at the point guard, and at the big spot is Sinek, the freshman, the 6'11 freshman, and Fleming's their fabulous point guard. He's a true freshman.
They have 3 tremendous guards, and they play defense like there's no tomorrow. That's the bottom line.
Wagner with a corner 3. Is this Houston's best game of the year? Kelvin Sampson didn't think they'd played that well up until
No
then.
question. They played really well today. On both ends.
One game here, big runs. Houston went up 21. Arkansas reeled them back in. But Kelvin Sampson, just for the second time ever, these two coaches facing each other. I mean, they've coached over 2,300 games. We'll be back with more here in New Jersey. Number 8, Houston, 94. Number 14, Arkansas, 85. Back after this. And over number 14, Arkansas, Kelvin Sampson with our John Rothstein.
All right, Kelvin, congratulations on a great win. How did you put up 94?
Because we used to be a defensive school, but maybe this way we'll win maybe one more game. Who knows? But without Tugler, Sinek in foul trouble, Khalifa, who's been really playing well, our backup 5, not having him, we just had to adjust. We went a little 1-2-2, 3-quarter court press, back to 3. That bought us a couple possessions. We've got really good guards, especially those 3 starters. I saw Isaiah Harwell play great in the first half. But coming out the second half, we wanted to spread them and drive them, and then play off of penetration and we hit enough shots and got to the rim, and so that's sometimes you can win games doing that.
What does this team have to do over the next couple of months to join the company of the last few that have played for you that have wound up as 1 seeds in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I think we got to get better up front.
Yeah.
We got to get more dependable, whether it's rebounding or finishing or coverage calls or, just playing tougher. I thought Tugler, he broke the game open in the first half with his defense. Then he picked up some just numbskull, mind-blowing fouls that, we've been on him about that, and he's actually been getting better until today.
Well, congratulations on the win, but most of all, congratulations from all of us at CBS Sports on your well-deserved nomination for the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Thank you. I appreciate it, John. Happy holidays, everybody.
All right. Rich.
Thank you, John. Terrific job tonight. Lap, this was fun.
It was fun and a very impressive win by Houston. They do a lot of things well, and to play with all their starters for a lot of the second half, pretty good.
Happy holidays to you, my friends. Houston a winner here tonight, CBS. The Family Film and TV Awards, followed by NCIS Origin and 48 Hours. For Steve Lapis, John Ross, St. Jean Sterator, our entire crew, I'm Rich Waltz, saying so long from Newark. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.